Welcome to Facilitation TV, the program that helps you tap into our practical experience of facilitation and working with teams, and more importantly, go away and apply it. My name's Andrew Huffer, and I'm joined by my colleague Bevan Andrew. Welcome, Bevan.
Thank you, Andrew.
We're up to episode 5 today, project planning. So Bevan, I'm going to kick off with a pretty meaty question. You've got a colleague who's never facilitated before, and they've been asked to run a project planning session. They get on the blower, they've got their emergency call coming through on the hotline. What simple process would you suggest to them?
Okay, so the really salient thing that comes through to me that you've said there is they've never facilitated before. This has got to be something that's really robust. This is not the time for complexities, niceties that you may have learnt in facilitation over the years. This is time to really strip it back to the bare basics. I would be saying in terms of planning, I would say to them, virtually all planning, strategic planning in particular, operates off a really simple model and can be built on. And it is that you need to do something about the now. What's actually happening now? You need to do something about where do you want to get to as a group? And finally, you need to address how are we going to do it? One critical rule in this, always focus on the now or the where before you look at the how. Critical to do that as you go through. There will be barriers and you can build that in, but if they focus on that, thinking I need something about where we are now, something about what we're trying to get to as a group, and then we need to say, so how are we actually going to do this?
So why is it critical to hold off on the how bit? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, good question. Hold off on the how, because if you don't know where you're trying to get to, then any road, any direction will do.
Yep.
So if you have no idea of where you're trying to get to as a group, then any how, any method is as good as any other. If you actually know you want to go to Melbourne, then walking's probably not the best idea. Running's not very good either. It would be better if you had a really nice Harley Davidson, but that's more over into your realm, so I'll leave it at that.
Not quite to midlife crisis point just yet. And I got rid of the goatee, so that's good.
Thank you.
My take on that is same, if I had that same question, would be keep it simple. And one that I've seen that I use quite a lot is just helping people structure a session with 3 questions, which is what, so what, and now what. What is the big issue we're trying to deal with here? So what does it mean to the people we're talking about or the organisation we're working in? Now what are we going to do about it? So it helps people have that conversation to be really clear on really what is the problem, what is its impact, then talk about the action, similar to what you said in terms of the how. And probably put that into some form of action planning framework when you get to that now what. So
yeah,
how do you use those?
I like it. It's the what is issue, the so what's importance, and the now what is action. Yep. Issue, importance, action. It's the same sort of simple model for somebody who's just starting out.
Absolutely, and I think it's just simple, easy, and people know where you're going. And most importantly, if you're a facilitator, you know where you're going.
Yeah.
And if you've got that, you're laughing.
Good point.
Fantastic. Probably another good point for people to remember at this stage is, if you do find yourself in that situation, if you remember the facilitators in a circle, you can just call on your coaching hotline. So you'll be able to call us, 20-minute call, and we'll be able to work through any challenge or issue you've got there by tapping into any of our experience. So fantastic resource.
The good thing is, Andrew, call that hotline. You now know the face behind the voice. You will be able to visualise exactly who you're talking to.
That may be a bit more disturbing for some, but they can move through it.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Bevan.
Thanks, Andrew.
We'll see you on the next episode 7. Thanks, folks.